Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Making with the Manufacturers. So we've moved on to paper bin number 2, and this has all my memories through basic gray in it. Now I do have a decent amount of basic gray that I did not used to have because I did purchase these recently off of a basic gray buy and sell group. So I will have to get through a little bit more since about half the paper I have in this one bin is basic gray. So today is all my memories, and I have 2 sheets. I have 2 sheets of all my memories paper, guys, so it is all going to be used. So this is double-sided paper, has pink on both sides of them. This is a striped bit, this is a florally bit. Now, are these pinks the same? They're not exactly the same, but they are a thin paper, and these papers are from 2004. And look, it even tells you it's a background paper. All right, let's see what I can do. Guys, so 2 sheets of paper was just not enough for me, so I went back into my stash and I pulled out a Heidi Swapp paper and an American Crafts paper. I figured that would be totally fine since those papers I've already gone through the series. So I pulled out this khaki sheet of paper. It's printed on the other side, and then this floral sheet here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim the floral and the striped paper from all my memories down to 11 by 11. And what that's going to do is allow me to center this on top of the khaki paper so that it has a nice bold border all the way around it. Now, I did trim down the striped paper because I figured I didn't need the full sheet. So that is going to go here at the bottom of the floral. And then I am kind of, you know, trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. So I knew that I was going to use this floral paper as a strip across the join, but I wasn't exactly sure what else I wanted to do. Now, I saw the opposite side of the striped paper with just that solid pink, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna layer it on here. These papers are so thin that if I layered them all up on top of each other, it's not gonna matter. They're not gonna be too thick. Now, I will tell you guys that this layout is basically not decorated whatsoever. I have been doing a couple very heavy mixed media, messy sprays, glazes, glitter, all that kind of stuff before I was doing this layout. So I think I was ready for a little bit of a change. Something that wasn't just so messy. I don't know if you can see my fingers, but they are pretty ink stained. So here we are. Now, these are 2 photos of Disneyland kind of representative drawings. I really do love the look and the feel of them, and they felt right on this paper. So a lot of the times people are like, do you pick your photos or your papers first? And no matter what, if I pick the photos or the papers, I go for what kind of feeling I have. So these papers kind of gave me like this little throwback kind of nostalgia feeling. So I went through my photos looking for the same kind of feeling. Now, if I would have picked out my photos first, would these have been the papers I would have grabbed for kind of like that throwback nostalgia feeling? Probably not. I probably would have went looking for something Simple Stories vintagey first, but the feeling is there. So now I went ahead and used a 6x6 piece of paper, and I went ahead and tore that in half so that I could stretch it and make more. And now I'm going to mat my photos. Now, you guys know I usually like to mat my photos with a thicker border around them, but I really felt like these photos didn't need it, so they just have a very thin white border. I figure out exactly where I want them to go, and then I'm going to get them on the page. So I'm trying not to have any of these lines go directly over the line of the striped paper. Like, I want it to be in the colored sections. That's where everything should be hit in my mind so that it looks right. I did trim down a little bit more of this floral paper and decided to do another little layer here. Now I'm trying to figure out where exactly it should line up. I grab a handy dandy ruler to figure that out exactly so nothing looks like it is crooked or cockeyed or anything like that underneath of the paper. So that gets down there, and I'm looking at this and I really just like it. Like, I just like this. I like the fact that it doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of embellishment on it. I look at this and I'm like, this is pretty. This is pretty, period. And I don't have to add florals because this is going in my flower and garden trip album, because there are already florals on the paper, so I don't have to add anything. So I do pull out these gold thickers because I figure even though this is a very just paper layout, it does deserve a little bit of sparkle and shine. I mean, it's Disney after all. So I grab this gold thicker word that says beautiful, and I figure out where I want that to sit on top of the paper, and then I go ahead and get that down there. I also don't forget the dot of the I, and that gets on the page as well. Now, I was thinking about grabbing my favorite gold sparkly sequins and placing them in each of the floral centers, and I even tried it out to see if I liked it, and I was like, getting a little bit into the tacky, like, and not tacky in scrapbooking isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially on Disney layouts, but this one I felt was a little bit more on the pretty side, so I didn't feel like the sequins really would have made a lot of sense on the flowers. So I do decide that I need more than one word on the page. So I find these Teresa Collins letter stickers and I spell out the word just. So my title is now Just Beautiful. And it is. I just think that that artist rendering right there of the castle is absolutely beautiful. It just is, plain and simple. So now I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to add something, just a little something extra. So I grab a natural colored doily. It is a fabric doily, and I didn't like it on the left-hand side, but I tried it out over here on the right and decided that that was just perfect. All right, so there it is, you guys. Thank you for joining me for another Making with the Manufacturers, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.